All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. All right, here's Bad Sister. This is a German band. It's kind of like Starship meets Whitesnake. Um, this is called "Where Will You Go?" It's an apt, it's an apt title, and I like the artwork on the album. It's really good. Check it out. May not be for you, but if you like Starship and Whitesnake kind of combined, I think it captures that. Plus, it's certainly its own thing. And again, I want to thank the band for doing an interview on this platform and also for sending me the CD, which was really nice of them. Um, the Guess Who is a Canadian band that I believe should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. However, the band that's out there today is nothing like the band from the late 60s and early 70s. And how could it be? Bands typically don't survive that much time without going through a huge amount of change, different personnel, maybe even a different sound. The Guess Who have just dropped a new song called The King. Now, the song is really good, but it doesn't sound anything like the original Guess Who. And typically, when bands go through this much change, I tend to get a little bit less enthusiastic about what the current band is doing, unless, of course, they try to adhere to the original sound of the band. In this case, the Guess Who have opted to sound like Cheap Trick, Queen, Jellyfish. One person said they sounded like Jellyfish, which is a band, by the way, in case you didn't know. But really, there's nothing here, maybe even a little bit like the Beatles, but there's really nothing here to make you think this is the Guess Who. Now, the reason they're still out there is the drummer, his name I think is Gary Peterson. He owns the rights to the band's name, and they've been out there for quite some time. Other members include Derek Sharp, Michael Devon, Leonard Shaw, and Michael Stairtoe, or Stairtoe. I think it's Tao. In any event, they've got a new album coming out. And I like it when bands put out music like this. But really, to call this the Guess Who is a really big stretch because it doesn't sound like the Guess Who. And you've got one original member, which gives it some credibility. But, this is a lot like the whole Mick Jones thing. I'm not saying the guy's hanging on and he's going to quit anytime soon. He released a statement saying, "This is the best album I've ever played on," which to me, look, it might be musically the best album you've ever played on. I can't really disagree with it because I haven't heard the whole thing. But when you have this great legacy, and they even say so here, the Guess Who is a legendary Canadian band. By the way, the original band should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Randy Bachman and Burton Cummings. There's just no question in my mind that band should be in. And if you want to talk about, do they influence youth culture? You don't think songs like American Woman and No Time didn't have an impact on youth culture? Anyway, I used to work at a classic rock station, and our listeners couldn't get enough of the Guess Who. Anyway, they go on to say here, they had chart-topping hits in the late 60s and early 70s, with an impressive catalog of songs including American Woman, These Eyes, and No Time. During the course of its career, the band has released 11 studio albums and charted 14 top 40 hit singles, 2 of which went to #1 in the United States. The Guess Who is best known internationally for its 1970 album American Woman, which hit #1 in Canada and #9 in the United States. That's 53 years ago, with 5 other albums also hitting the top 10 in Canada. Their fan base spans multiple generations. Very few bands have survived numerous member changes, let alone having smash hits with each lineup. But the Guess Who's motto is, "The music is the message." Now, what smash hit have they had recently? That's the big question. Even though I like this song, it will definitely perk up your ears. The production is excellent. This is very melodic. Like I say, you can't go wrong if you try to imitate Queen or Cheap Trick or even a bit of ELO in here, which I think is difficult to do, especially if you're not using a bunch of technology and overproducing it, which I don't think they really do here. It's a good song. There's even maybe a hint of the Beatles here. All of that kind of very melodic and somewhat even complicated arranging, which makes the song pretty good. Again, it's called The King. I guess what I'm saying here is if they had just started a new band, because this doesn't sound like the Guess Who. They had a very unique sound, and you just can't really replace a guy like Burton Cummings, who was a total original. I mean, if you found someone who sounded like Burton Cummings and they tried to write those really organic pop rock type songs, which you can make the argument that that's what this is, but sonically it's really different. It just, I mean, I guess you could say this captures some of the original energy that the Guess Who had, but it's just very different. And I'm going to say this, it's good for what it is. And you might be able to enjoy it and get past the whole, hey, the original band isn't there, and you don't have Randy Bachman, and you don't have Burton Cummings, but you have this new music, and it's pretty good. You can get to that point, I guess, and block the rest of the history of it out and, move forward. A lot of people, they're able to do that with bands like Foreigner. Little River Band is another great example of that, where you have to kind of just, this isn't like the band from 1979. It's just not the same thing. And the Guess Who here, they are just very different. But people need to know, hey, this isn't what it used to be. And just be honest with people when you put stuff out there. It's great to have a brand name. It just is. Brands seem to be more important than the music at times. And if this gets you to go listen to this song, I guess mission accomplished. This is publicity. Hey, we're the Guess Who. We're from Canada. This is our new song. And it's good. That's all I can say. Those 3 things are true. This is the Guess Who, legally. They're from Canada. And you can't really argue with that. And this new song, it's called The King, in case I haven't mentioned it enough, is good. It's a good song, and I would tell people to go listen to it. But with that said, I guess this just illustrates what the future is going to look like, where, again, you take a brand and you continue it. Blood, Sweat, and Tears is another great example of that. They're looking for a new lead singer, by the way. And they're going to continue. They've got gigs that they're going to do, I guess, this year, but they need a singer. And again, trying to find someone who sounds a little like David Clayton Thomas. See, the Guess Who didn't take that approach here. They just decided to move on and become something different while capturing some of that original spirit. So anyway, here, details on a new album for the Guess Who. I don't have all of that information here, but I believe a new album is on the Plain d'Amour, or Plain d'Amour, which translates to Full of Love. So that's the name of the album. The video for the song The King was uploaded yesterday. And again, it's really good. It's good music. I would recommend it. Now, if if you can't get past the fact that this isn't the original band, I get it. I totally get that. I guess I'm listening just for the music, for the value of the music, and this is good stuff. So again, thanks for watching the video. Also good stuff here one more time on Bad Sister. This is a band from Germany. You won't hear anything about them on the Eddie Trunk show because they're not a real band, right? Actually, they are. I spoke with them, and they are a real band. And melodic rock, it's the future of melodic rock, and it's a dwindling future. So yes, I grab on to things like the Guess Who, not even the original Guess Who, because if it's good music, I'm going to talk about it. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.